Hi, everyone. I first want to thank the American Theater Wing, which is a sentence I may or may not have been practicing in my mirror for 20 years. The selection panel and the Larson family. I applied for this award with the book for Zoe's and my show Afterwards, which is about grief and family and has a crazy structure and 4 female leads, 2 of them queer, and I just want to thank you for the recognition of that kind of story. A very feminine perspective. Thank you. So I can say without hyperbole that Jonathan's work changed my life. I've loved Rent since I was 9. It is perennially brilliant. Every time I listen, I hear something new that takes my breath away. And his work is the gold standard of the kinds of stories that I want to write. So he's a hero of mine, and just to have my name like anywhere in the vicinity of his is a huge, huge, crazy gift. I also want to thank another hero, my agent and my friend, Emma Feiwell, for taking a chance on me. You are the most punk rock person I've ever met. Laura Leonard, Ashley DeSimone, who believed in Afterwards from day one, Adrienne Campbell-Holt, Siobhan Hanna, Marlene and Kenny L. Hadif, Brandon Ivey in The Village. My friends, thank you for coming to so many readings. And my family, my soon-to-be in-laws who are over there, and my brother Conrad, my sister Rosie, and my parents. Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to my room for mandatory quiet time, which forced me to start writing stories. For believing in me, sometimes in the form of wire transfers. And for encouraging me to take up space and live as big a life as I want. I love you so much, and I will take you out to dinner one day soon, I promise. And Zoe, my co-writer and my best friend and my fiance, for those who don't know. You are so talented, it's annoying, and I love you more every single day. And the last thing I want to say is that, to me, this form is about empathy. Musicals are windows into other worlds and other lives, and they're transportive and visceral and communal. You sit in the dark, surrounded by strangers, and you feel things. And I think as writers, we have a responsibility to tell stories that harness that power, that create space and opportunity for people to leave the theater just a little bit softer, a little bit kinder, and a little bit less afraid of each other. I think that's what Jonathan did, and that's what Zoe and I will always try to do with our shows. Thank you so, so much.
2 pages. Oh, man. No, it's big fun. Thoreau wrote, "If you have built castles in the air, your work need not be lost. That is where they should be. Now put the foundations under them." I've been called a dreamer a lot, always half in the air and almost half on the ground. And the magic of Thoreau's idea for me is that your castles can be in the air, and they should be in the air, but you have to build the foundations under them. When I was a teenager, a career writing musicals would have been a castle, and I wouldn't have even dreamed to imagine it if it wasn't for Jonathan Larson. When I heard Rent and proceeded to listen to it over and over again in my room, playing every role, when I was too scared to audition for any musical ever in my life, I discovered that there was a new kind of castle, the dream of creating something that could mean something to other people the way that that piece of music and theater meant so much to me. So this grant that's in his name, and it allows for people like me to build the foundations, and thank you for letting us and our fellow recipients work the days and months and years to create that scaffolding. And I think in this moment we all kind of need to be dreamers. The reality in front of us can feel bleak. The news can feel bleak, and it feels like change at times is impossibly far away, super high in the air. But as Emily so beautifully spoke to, the gift of theater is that it can make change by building foundations of empathy, performance by performance. So thank you to the American Theater Wing and the Larson family for the incredible honor. Thank you to my music teachers and bandmates, and they're kind of the same thing. And music is truly the way I experience the world and love, so I love you all. And thank you to my future in-laws who are also here. Thank you to my mom and dad, which bears repeating. Thank you to my mom and dad. Bear with me for a second. Picture a little kid with a guitar and crazy short hair and mismatched sports clothing before Lululemon made it cool, and a red capo on her guitar, which that red capo will make an appearance tonight. And imagine the parents who created the environment where she didn't know that any of that might be unusual for a little girl, or that she should consider her dreams or her castles through the lens of her gender. Thank you to my sisters, Anna and Anne, my amazing team, Allie, Olivier, and Kevin, Marcia Norman, hero, mentor, and somehow collaborator. Ashley, Adrian, and our whole Afterwards squad, and so many brilliant colleagues that I would be here forever. And of course, thank you to Emily, my heart and life collaborator in all of the ways. I love you more than I can ever say, but dang, I'm gonna keep on trying. Thank you for building the foundations with me every day. Now, speaking of Emily, things start coming up because, not only is she a phenomenal book writer, but she's also sneakily a singer. And how many songwriters get to finish a song and call across the apartment, hey, collaborator, want to jam on something new so I can hear it? So we wanted to share a little bit of like that living room vibe that we have going on.
So the song we're going to do for you is from a brand new show that we are actively writing that is not done. And it's called Afloat. And it's set in the year 2100. It is a dystopian climate change festival of fun. So the leads are three teenagers who have to escape a flooded New York City, and the way that they decide to do it is to steal a boat and set sail. This song, Open Water, is sung by the character Blue, who grew up in foster care and has really always wanted a place and a space of her own, and now has to decide whether or not to join the other two in stealing the boat and going out to sea. Ready for the worst since the day I was born. Steady in the worst, 'cause the way I was born. For better or for worse, learned to brave every storm. Thinking just for once I could set down my stuff for more than just a minute. Get out there to a place with space and just be in it. If all that it takes is heading for the empty seas, could I feel at ease out on the water? Do I wanna run away? Would I finally find a home? The only kind of home that fits me, roaming in a way that's just the same. Another family, another year. But setting off could mean I get to steer. More than a cot in the one empty corner. More than a stocking bought the night before on every borrowed Christmas, like the one lent before. Leave them back on shore, knowing that I found solid ground. Knowing that I found solid ground on open water. What would it be like to have a dresser and drawers to fill? Can you fit a dresser on a boat? I will take myself a boat. Well, guess I'll have to share, but take myself a cabin, fill it as we tear up every other island. Never stop for too long. The sea's where I belong. Knowing that I found solid ground. Knowing that I found solid ground on open water. Water. filled up with clothing. Look around in a room that you pretend you've chosen. Look around at the faces, trying to read when they might change their minds. But if the mind made up